All right. I wasn't even going to cover this again, but then we found out the footage got edited. Again, the files are still getting buried, and again, the swamp stayed swampy, smelly again. And once again, we're forced to ask the question no one in power wants answered. Where the hell are they hiding? This isn't about Epstein anymore. A lot of people say that. And that's where they kind of try to brush this thing off. Oh, who cares about Epstein? That's old news. This isn't even about the trafficking. This is about a blackmail empire so massive, so deeply embedded in the bloodline of global power that they can literally make evidence vanish, have bipartisan protection, and even make a president, call it boring, get rid of footage, edit footage, commit crimes themselves. Tonight's not about speculation. It's about receipts, guys, metadata, money trails, Senate votes, and the cowardice of silence. Buckle up. It's going to be ugly. Welcome to Late Night Live. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate your being here with me. Let's see who's in the house tonight. Got a few people. Howdy, Idaho Falls. Welcome. I don't get to talk to people much anymore. I kind of try to stay on topic, but I wanted to say a few shout outs. Now, let's start off with the new bombshell. Wired Magazine just dropped the bombshell that it confirmed that nearly 3 minutes of Epstein's prison surveillance footage were removed. This was the enhanced footage that Cash Patel and Dan Bongino said you'd see. Enhanced, not better, meaning we're going to remove 2 minutes and 35 seconds to be exact. That footage was spliced by forensic analysts. We found out. Not lost. And remember, Pam Bondi just sat and lied. The swamp creature just sat and lied the other day with Trump sitting to her left. Oh, every night at this time, the footage cuts. So what I'm getting at is this organization, these people behind the scenes, screw Epstein, screw the people on the list. These people are so powerful. They will have Pam Bondi sitting there with Donald Trump saying all the footage, telling a lie, and then committing a crime by editing the footage. Some intern at freaking FBI is running Adobe Premiere on their lunch break. And guess where the video cuts? Guess where it cuts out? The exact moment when Epstein supposedly deleted himself. At that exact moment, at that exact time, is when the footage is chopped per the forensic analysis. That ain't a glitch. That's not a camera malfunction. That is not even some convenient power outage like they tried to say all the cameras were broken. This is deliberate digital tampering. And see, what they thought is that they cut the feed years ago whenever they either removed him, exfilled him, or B, eliminated him. Okay? One of the two. Thank you, Blake. So one of the two, right? And now that they've got Adobe Premiere Pro that any nerd can use, nerds like myself, all of a sudden, hey, we're going to show you enhanced footage, enhanced, and it blows the entire deleted himself narrative to hell entirely. Now, someone said this, the guy who drew the Bill and Bush paintings, someone asked him what else he drew. So what that guy's referring to right there is inside Jeffrey Epstein's residence is a picture of Bill Clinton in the Monica Lewinsky dress. I was going to talk about this the other day because I had the images. And then a picture of George Bush sitting down with paper airplanes with two, like, I think, Jenga towers knocked over. So tell me, what does that mean, right? Remember Pam Bondi, the swamp creature, Trump's AG, told America Epstein footage couldn't be released, or information couldn't be released because of national security concerns. Now ask yourself, why would a child trafficking case trigger national security red flags? Because Epstein was just not some pervert with a jet. He was a node, a hub, just a tool. And what he was doing, what he was filming was insurance for the people funding the machine, the real people, the deep state, the people that the Trump administration is protecting right now, that deep state. So again, I keep seeing people in the comments, they're tied up about Epstein, about a list, and you hear this semantics about the list. Oh, there is no list. I'm not saying dude has a written out list of people. I'm not saying that. And they're getting wound up. See, I've talked about this type of stuff for years, and in low brain cell, people get wrapped up in verbiage. This is how lawyers beat you, okay? They'll say, oh, there is no list. We're not talking about this man, which he probably does. We're talking about the people involved. And if you beyond that, who was Epstein working for? That is what I'm talking about. Why I'm making these videos, let me get it clear right now, because I keep seeing comments. I'm talking about the people that control the world. The people that have people like Pam Bondi and Donald Trump lately on puppet strings, because I'm going to show you some stuff in a minute, on puppet, those powerful people. That's who I'm talking about. We're talking about global elites, intelligence networks, CEOs, politicians, scientists, royals. You don't get national security classification unless you're hiding something that could burn the entire structure to the ground. Now, look at this comment here, this gentleman here. Here's another theory. What if the releasing the Epstein list would be a case of the cure being worse than the disease? If releasing the list exposed global leaders, there could be massive unrest, riots, destruction, governments could fall, hundreds, thousands or more could die, not to mention the vast destruction of property. So would exposing the perps in a 25-year-old crimes be worth destabilizing the entire world? This kind of questions presidents must consider. Well, I'm going to tell you, I'm not a president. I'm just a guy who films himself on YouTube. The answer is yes. The answer is yes. Because we cannot allow these people to get away with it. We can't. That's what's happening. Listen to Pam Bondi right now. This is her evading all the questions.
Release credible files related to Mr. Epstein. Are you prepared to do that, and when would you do that?
Our memo today, our memo speaks for itself, and we'll get back to you on anything else. I haven't seen all of his statements today. Thank you.
How do you respond to the MAGA base that has expressed a lot of frustration about it?
We're going to fight to keep America safe again, and we're fighting together as a team. That's what's so important right now. You know, we've got a war on drugs. We've got a war on human trafficking. We've got cartels in this country, and we are going to do, we've got foreign adversaries around this world as well. And we're all going to work together as a team to fight to keep America safe again. And I can tell you that's what we're all committed to.
Disruption at the leadership of DOJ and the FBI with your relationship with Pam Bondi that is affecting the operations of
No, I'm not going to talk about personnel matters. No, I was with Director Patel all morning, and we are committed to keeping America safe, making America safe, working with our incredible partners at DEA, FBI, ATF, U.S. Marshals to do everything we can to make America safe, and that's what we're focused on. And today, we're focused on protecting our kids. And I would ask all of you, when you leave, go look at that wall outside, right outside this room, of all the fentanyl deaths, all the faces of fentanyl that you have done an amazing job putting up. Thank you all.
People have a lot of questions about your relationship with the deputy FBI director. Do you believe that he should stay in his role?
I'm not going to discuss personnel matters. I think we all are committed to working together now to make America safe again, and that's what we're doing. Only on topic, guys.
Are you confident you're going to still be here to execute this? Because there's so many people calling for change.
Only on topic, guys. Quit talking about Epstein. Nudge, nudge. Did you hear what she said when asked about Mangino? She says, I'm not going to discuss personal matters, me and Patel. So apparently Dan Bongino's grew a conscience. He's swimming around in that swamp. And he's like, man, this ain't a place for me. I'm not going to be able to, I'm not going to be able to make a YouTube video. Nobody's going to watch me or trust me after my job here. I need to go and bail out now. And that's just my theory. I could be wrong. Maybe just grew a conscience and realized I don't want to be these swamp creatures too. But here she is. Listen to what she says. People are asking for you to resign. I'm not going anywhere because they want me here.
At the Department of Justice.
I'm going to be here for as long as the president wants me here, and I believe he's made that crystal clear. It's 4 years, well, 3.5 now, right? We've got 6 months in, and it feels like 6 years. But I was with Director Patel this morning, and we are working on fighting violent crime. We are working on all these issues that we
make America safe again. This is called deflection. This is called deflection. This is what's happening. This is real time. Now, the House Republicans, apparently, is what's been going around today, is they blocked a vote to release the Epstein files. This motion was brought forward to declassify the records to give the American people just a crumb of transparency. And apparently they said that the House shut it down. They voted against it 5-7. All 5 yays were Democrats and all 7 nays were Republicans. And here's the kicker. Every Republican who voted no, see it here, every one of them who voted nay in red, they had tens of thousands, AIPAC contributions. Look at it. From same pro-Israel lobbyists. Is that relevant? I don't know. You think about it. Is it relevant? Here we go. See? Now, I think it's relevant. That's what I'm talking about it. But they're voting to bury the truth. That ain't a party issue, man. That's systemic protection racket. Republicans, Democrat, it doesn't matter. They're all playing for the same masters when it comes to this case. Okay. And now we have Republicans like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Anna Paulina Luna stating that it was actually not a vote for, is this it here? I think I got it. Yeah. That it was not a vote to block the release of Epstein files, but it was a procedural vote that, if failed, would give Democrats control of the House. If you pull up the previous question language, you will not find anything in Epstein. Liars never cease to disgust me. So I don't know. Take it for what it is. But I mean, is it a technicality? Maybe. But listen, what you're technically voting to keep the file sealed, you're functionally protecting predators, regardless of whatever it is. I like Elon Musk and Matt Walsh said up until 10 seconds ago, there was a unanimous agreement that Epstein was a Chester and child trafficker with high-profile clientele who all must be exposed and brought to justice. Now, out of the blue, we're being told that none of that is true, and anyone who believes that thing that everyone believed in is a whack job and conspiracy theories. This is the kind of shameless 180-degree unexplained pivot that levelists typically specialize in. Very weird to see it happening on the right. And what I like here is Elon Musk says it's easy to tell who a paid influencer is. And he's absolutely right, because what I see is, one, you've never seen me at the White House. You've never seen me get an invite. You've never seen me get an invite to Mar-a-Lago. I've never gotten an invite anywhere. Nope, nobody wants me around, period. But the thing is that all the guys that were at the White House or been at Mar-a-Lago dinners and so on, they're all parroting this. Now, oh man, I don't care about Epstein anymore. Let's move on. Let's move on from it. It's nothing. Now, some of them got some blowback, so they kind of came forward and tried to protect their image and actually act like they care, but then they still pull back and said, look, there are bigger things, just like Pam Bondi just said, man, we got criminals out here. What I've been seeing is them going to freaking home construction sites and arresting immigrants. I hadn't really seen any Chinese operatives get locked up or any freaking Syrians. I hadn't seen any of that. Remember 3 years ago, there were all them labs being found by these Chinese labs in the middle of nowhere with test tubes without labels on them. Hadn't heard about that junk anymore. And I'm sure they still got them. Remember the Chinese police stations? From the last I heard, which was like 3 or 4 weeks ago, those things are still operational. I've been seeing them go to Home Depot and picking up people. I've been seeing them going to Mexican restaurants and picking up people. So I don't know. I don't know, man. Are we really fixing a fentanyl problem? I don't know. I could be wrong. Now, Trump told us in 2016, man, I'll drain the swamp, man. I'm the same guy who campaigned as a wrecking ball to the global elite. And I believe that. I believed he was that way. That's why he caught so much hell. I believe he was a wrecking ball to the elite. Right? He used to tease that we would know things they didn't want us to know. This week, when he's asked about Epstein, what did he say? I don't understand why the Epstein case would be of interest to anybody. It's pretty boring stuff. This is actual quote. Listen.
I know you've urged people to move on, but I'm curious, why do you think your supporters in particular have been so interested in the Epstein story and so upset about how it's been handled?
I don't understand it. Why they would be so interested. He's dead for a long time. He was never a big factor in terms of life. I don't understand what the interest or what the fascination is. I really don't. And the credible information's been given. Don't forget, we went through years of the Mueller witch hunt and all of the different things, the Thiel dossier, which was all fake. All that information was fake. But I don't understand why the Jeffrey Epstein case would be of interest to anybody. It's pretty boring stuff. It's sordid, but it's boring. And I don't understand why it keeps going. I think really only pretty bad people, including fake news, want to keep something like that going. But credible information, let them give it. Anything that's credible, I would say let them have it.
What did he say here?
But credible information, let them give it. Anything that's credible, I would say let them have it.
No, right here.
Pretty bad people, including fake news, want to keep something like that going. But credible information, let them give it.
He said that only bad people want to know about Epstein. I don't even think that makes sense. Now, I've seen a guy here say, "Oh, you're just jumping off too long." See, I'm not a trust the plan guy. That I've been hearing that a long time ago, man. I heard there were a rogue military faction that was going to like take back the government on January 6th. Just wait. See, I believe that whole QAnon trust the plan stuff is a psyop for you to sit on your hands and wait for someone else to save you. That's what I truly believe. And the fact of the matter is, being a logical human being with reasoning skills, you have to understand that this is classic gaslighting here. Gaslighting. Saying that you have to be a bad person to care about a global pedo ring that is going to get darker in a second. I'm going to talk about it. It even goes beyond that. I think it's pretty serious stuff, man. It is the swamp. Like, if we're going to drain the swamp, let's really drain the swamp. Kicking out the Mexican construction workers, I don't know if that's draining the swamp. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's draining the swamp. I hadn't heard of the DOJ getting cleaned out. I've not heard of that. It's not happening. It's still the same dirty DOJ it was before. And the thing is that Trump's executive orders working, right? Those will be removed with the next presidency, and it will probably be Gavin Newsom. To be honest, Gavin Newsom will win the next election. They're already promoting him for that. He was in my state this week, or he is going to be in my state this week, so he will be the Democrat candidate, if you didn't know. He was just on the Sean Ryan show. Why Sean Ryan let him on there, I have no idea. Don't give this lizard man any room to talk anywhere. Doesn't make sense, but whatever. Do your own thing. So he will be the guy. He's already making his rounds, just like Trump did on the podcast circuit. So he's doing that now. He was on Charlie Kirk. I think Charlie Kirk was on his show, or vice versa. One or two. I don't keep up with these guys. But the thing is that he will be the guy. And so whenever he's president in a few years, all of the deep state are still there, active, and they will take back over the country. And so everything that you hated during Biden will be right back again. That is why I'm so passionate about this. Okay. There's no QAnon black ops military group coming to save the country. It's not true. It's not true. Right. And by him saying this is boring, it's not boring. Literally, we had spliced video footage given by the DOJ. We had them dancing around trying to make this disappear. Whenever Trump's own son, if you didn't watch my video last night, was saying we need to release the files, A few months ago, J.D. Vance saying we need to release the files. Everyone's saying that until now when it's time to release the files. It's not boring, man. This is not boring stuff. And I'm not saying I even get a kick out of it. I want to destroy the deep state. I want them gone. I want America back. Trying to suppress people that are actually deep state will cause us a massive issue in the future. The country will never go back. Right? It's not boring. Boring is C-SPAN at 2 a.m. Go check that out. That's what boring is. This is the largest international blackmail ring in human history. It's being covered at real time. I'm not saying Trump's a villain. I voted for the man 5 times. I'm not saying I would rather have Kamala Harris as president, Joe Biden, Gavin Newsom, none of those guys. Let me be clear. I would still vote for Trump over any of those socialist psychos currently waiting in line in the DNC. But I'm saying this. I want Trump to do his effing job. I want him to honor his promise to drain the damn swamp. And the thing is that Democrats, like I've said for years, and maybe this is your first video you watch and you're mad because you drink the Kool-Aid, is that I don't stand at lockstep in line. And if you want to go watch that, go watch Charlie Kirk or any of those assholes. They'll tell you everything, all the cheerleading you want to hear. You want to come here for truth. I'm a conservative. I'm a Christian. I want this country saved. I want to be left alone. I want to be able to say what I want to, freedom of speech. I want to be able to have guns. I want to be able to raise a family. I want to do all those things. I want the American dream. I don't want sending my kid to the library and then there's a dude wearing a thong twerking. I don't want to be Pride Month every month. But that will be what happens whenever the next presidency comes. Because I'm telling you, these deep state assets will ensure that it's a Democrat victory, a DNC victory. Trust me, they will. And if you think the swamp doesn't reek of Epstein, if you think Trump calling it boring is a deflection, then you're not paying attention. You're not paying attention. I got my guy here. He's like, he tells him what he thinks. Tell him.
Find them guilty and hang them publicly. I mean, that's not over the top either. I'm ready. I'm over it. It disgusts me. I'm big on clarity and transparency, and you know, that's good reason people don't trust government, either party.
But you don't believe what the Justice Department is saying?
I don't know. No, I don't. I think I don't trust them.
Man, I like Tim Burch at Tennessee. Y'all got a good one up there. He said, don't trust him. Don't trust that DOJ. Now let's zoom out, right? Because this goes well beyond Jeffrey Epstein, like I said. And honestly, it goes beyond even the other Chesters. And yeah, that's what I call them because YouTube doesn't like the other words and they'll throttle the hell out of this video. They're already going to throttle, but they'll throttle me even more. This goes into who protects them. That's what I'm saying all the time. Who covers the tracks? Who has the power to scrub footage off a federal system? I seen a guy comment a minute ago saying, do you not think they could have just done a better? Dude, it took a forensic analysis to find out that they swapped 3 minutes. They swapped it. Like it was not detectable by the video. You think they couldn't do it? It's a lot of technical expertise to even do that, my guy. But who can make a president go silent and journalists pretend none of this exists? And who the hell has the kind of pull to get Stephen Hawking, a man who couldn't speak or move, flown down to the island by a blackmail trafficker? You think he was down there to party? Quantum physics? That should scare you because these people were not interested in the children. These people are interested in something much darker. They wanted the most elite minds. Why do you think they're going after these people? Not only to control the world leaders, right? This was not just about sex or leverage. It was about power, rituals, control. And now here's where we cross into the part they really don't want you talking about. Julia Bryant, one of Epstein's victims. Now, and she's testified to this, and she has been backed that she's an actual victim. that she saw Epstein shapeshift in front of her. Now, I'm not talking metaphorically, I'm talking literally. Her words, his face changed and his body shifted. Like she was watching something not human. Now, maybe that's trauma. Maybe that's disassociation. Maybe hallucinations, drugs. But maybe, just maybe it's not. Because that same woman also said she woke up naked and paralyzed in a lab at Epstein's New Mexico compound. A lab. A facility. She said she couldn't move. She couldn't speak. But she said it looked like a medical or military installation with experiments being conducted around her. She said Epstein was obsessed with cloning, DNA, human enhancement, and transhumanism. And he's not the only one. And the reason why I even bring this up is because if you go darker and deeper, and I'm going to do more videos about this, when you're talking about Aleister Crowley, his association with NASA, this is more than politics, right and left. This is spiritual. This is good and evil. Epstein invested over $40 million in a firm backed by Peter Thiel. Did you know that? Peter Thiel, the firm that became Palantir. The same Palantir that's now running AI-driven surveillance and population mapping systems for the Pentagon. Do you understand what I just said? They're in contract with the Pentagon. The government central data tool, the software used by U.S. intelligence agencies to track, predict, and map civilian behavior, was seed funded by known blackmail trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. Say what? No. And this guy got it. This guy hit it too. Where'd he go? Peter Thiel is J.D. Vance's handler. Google it if you don't believe me. And it doesn't stop there. Palantir also has deep side to guess what? Who? Guess who? Mossad. That's in Israel's elite intelligence agency. And Epstein's believed handler. Many believe that it was Ghislaine Maxwell's father, Robert Maxwell, a known Mossad asset before his mysterious death. So let me lay this out for you plain English. A Mossad-tied family, a billionaire trafficker running a honey trap op, victims waking up in underground labs on American soil, claims of shape-shifting, cloning, and black site experimentation. And the software he helped fund is now being used by who? The U.S. government to spy on you. You still think this is just about teenage girls on a plane? Wake up. This was never about Epstein. Epstein was just a delivery system, a node, a disposable asset. And if you want to cover something that dark and that powerful, you need to flood the field with noise. And that's why some victims might be real. Some might be fake. Apparently, Epstein had a lot of paid fake victims as well. That's why some of the victims may have been planted. It's all designed to collapse under its own weight. Think about it. You have fake victims. Oh, this person really wasn't a victim. They said they were. And they also had fake clients. You mix real with the ridiculous so nothing sticks. Someone says, oh, this happened to me. We listen. Someone says they saw Epstein shapeshift. The media laughs and suddenly everything gets thrown out. That's the op. That's how it works. So maybe Juliet is a liar too. She wasn't even there, but there is documentation that she was there. But it's not just censorship and saturation. And this is us trying to put things together, right? Because there's so much surrounding this. And the fact is that they're trying to quiet all of this right now. The swamp isn't being drained. It's being fortified by code, by AI, by biotech, and most importantly, by fear. And the fear of being thrown out by your own people. Oh, man, you're turning against your own crowd. No, you're not being with the team. No, we are the team. These people are deviating outside of our team. That's what that means. Kevin Spacy says, release Epstein files, all of them, for those of us who fear nothing. The truth can come soon enough. I hate to make this about me, but the media already has. I think he was on the plane list. Pretty sure. Mike Johnson flips Epstein script on GOP saying Ghislaine Maxwell should testify and Pam Bondi must release the files. What got Mike Johnson to flip? DOJ rejects Ghislaine Maxwell's appeal to SCOTUS response. Do you see what I'm saying here? It's too much. It's too much. But we have to demand the truth. That's what I voted for, man. They asked me, people, why are you still talking about Epstein? It's because why I am? Because they don't want us to. And the same people that killed the footage, buried the names, and clipped the files, they're still running the show. And when I see the politicians who beat their chests about fighting the deep state, voting against disclosure, I got a problem. I know we're being played. And when I hear it get called boring, I know that means somebody's scared. And when I see Spacy tweeting to release the files as if he's not sweating in silk pajamas behind the scenes, I know these people are running psyops on top of psyops. Look, guys, I'm not here to be liked. I'm here to say what no one else will. And if you're still here watching, then you're part of that resistance. So say it with me. Release the names. All of them. Stay frosty. Stay strapped. Stay ungovernable. Black Scout.